Hey guys, Tierra here with Doc Girl Fitness, and today's video is all about my clinical rotation in gastroenterology and pediatrics residency. Welcome back to the channel, guys. For those of you who don't know, I'm Dr. Tierra Range, a current second-year pediatrics resident, and I make videos about medicine, lifestyle, and fitness. So if that's something that you enjoy, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. Thank you all so much for your patience and me taking a little bit of time back before making another video. As you can see, I'm in a new environment, and that's because I have officially moved. For those of you who have been watching my videos, you know that residency is a lot, and you also see this crutch, so you know that I'm also going through the process of recovering from a recent hip surgery. So doing all of that and also moving was quite a lot to manage, but thankfully I've had a lot of help and I've officially moved and I'm starting to get settled in. Hopefully I will be officially decorated and have everything looking like how I want it to look soon enough. But regardless, I've reached a point where I feel comfortable enough to take away some time and just chat with you all because I really missed you all. And I just wanted to update you on how this rotation has been going. So I'm currently on a rotation for pediatric gastroenterology. The rotation is called GI Clinic. Now, at most institutions, you will have some sort of incorporation of a GI clinic during the time period that you have your overall gastroenterology rotation. But my institution does it a little bit differently. We instead have an entire month dedicated to inpatient gastroenterology and hepatology and nutrition. And then we have a separate time period where we have a rotation that's dedicated more so to reflection on your time in residency and working through your career goals, followed by any amount of time that you want to spend on a specialty clinic, followed by a week of GI clinic. Now, I have a lot of personal interest in nutrition, hence the name Doc Girl Fitness. For anybody who's been watching my videos from the very beginning, you know I have been on my own fitness journey for a long time. And through the process of going through that journey, I've learned a lot about myself and my nutritional goals. And it's become very important to me to one day ultimately be a part of the process of helping combat childhood obesity. Now, you can do that from many different aspects in the field of pediatrics, but I'm really interested in doing that from the perspective of gastroenterology. So having this month to spend specifically in GI clinic was really helpful for me because it's allowed me to see whether or not this is something I could see myself doing long term. To be honest with you guys, I have been on this rotation for a couple of weeks now because I decided to make my GI clinic also the specialty clinic that I focused on. And over the past 2 weeks, I have just had the most amazing time. I have the ability to see what we call in medicine bread and butter, or those cases that are typical to a daily life and a career in a specific field. So I get to see the GI bread and butter from an outpatient clinical perspective, but then I have been able to see a lot of the specific clinics like GI motility clinic or irritable bowel disease clinic or the hepatology clinic, or even more specifically the liver transplant clinic. And through the process of just integrating myself into each one of those specialty clinics, it made me realize that I really love every single part of GI hepatology and nutrition. And I think that if I decided to pursue a career in that and to foster that interest through a fellowship, then I would have an opportunity to really see all of the aspects and make an informed decision after a longer period of time in a GI fellowship. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I do have my interests that I came into med school with and also into residency with, but I just want everybody to know that you don't have to pigeonhole yourself into anything, and it's okay to change your mind. Do I still think that pediatric gastroenterology is the field for me? Absolutely. But it may look a little bit different than what I originally expected it to look like. Maybe I'll be more interested in bench work, meaning doing more research in a lab, than I am in doing clinical research where I'm looking at data from different patients in a clinical setting. Maybe altogether I'll decide that hepatology or doing more intensive studies and more patient interactions as it relates to the liver is what I end up deciding to do more so than a career in studying just the rest of the GI tract outside of the liver. Or maybe at the end of the day, my entire focus will be on the nutritional aspect of gastroenterology and hepatology. Who knows? But I think that at least what I've learned from this rotation is that I really, really like the GI tract. I love nutrition, I love hepatology, and I think that this may be the right career path for me. I'm sorry, did I just say I think I may have decided what I'm going to pursue as a career and fellowship? I think I did, which is scary, but also really exciting. And I just feel like I'm really at home on this rotation. I've had a lot of really great attendings this past couple of weeks, and through working with these attendings and through working on research and through seeing patients in this field, it just feels right. I have a true passion for all aspects of pediatric medicine and for medicine in general. That's why I decided to pursue a career in it. But it just hits different when you find that aspect of medicine and that aspect of pediatric medicine that makes you just super, super excited every day. And you think that you could feel that level of excitement and passion every single day for the rest of your career. So now that I have just gone on and on about how I'm absolutely in love with this, let me tell you a little bit about what I've been doing these past couple of weeks. So this rotation has really involved almost entirely a clinic-based environment, and thankfully there's a lot of flexibility within this rotation based off of your interests. So I've had the ability to explore those interests more and more. For example, I can choose which clinic amongst GI hepatology and nutrition I want to further explore. So some days I'll spend my time in the transplant clinic. Some days I'll spend my time in the intestinal rehabilitation clinic. There are other days where I will spend my time in the generalized gastroenterology clinic. Sometimes I'll spend my time with kids who are failure to thrive. And so I get to work usually in the day, in the morning, and I'll spend my time with one attending at that time period, and that will last right after morning report and until noon conference. So that'll be a half day of clinic. And then in the afternoon, I'll have another half day of clinic, either with the same attending or with a different attending based off of what the schedule looks like and what I really feel like exploring that day. I'm also interested in looking more into rural medicine and looking into what it may look like to potentially be a generalized gastroenterologist in the rural setting. And so I had the opportunity to explore that through going to a clinic that was off-site but affiliated with my institution. And I'm just so thankful that my chief residence and that my program in general really fosters that. That's something that anybody who's looking for a residency program should really look into. It's really important to find a residency program that can recognize that you have certain needs and desires as a resident, and you have certain things that you want to explore out of your potential future career, and you want them to be supportive of that, or you want to at least know how they choose to support their residents in that. I have been so grateful and so thankful for my residency program because they've really allowed me to have that time to explore. So I got to go out to the rural medicine clinic, and I really got to see what it would be like to be a bread and butter pediatric gastroenterologist in that setting. And it was so different than what it looked like at my large academic center and the clinics that we have there. It's also been really fun being on this rotation because through the process of being in these clinics, a lot of these different attendings have noticed my desire for a career in gastroenterology, hepatology, and nutrition, and they've helped foster that in many ways. One way is outside of the clinics. I've had an attending who has reached out to me and they have welcomed me to come with them on their procedure day. So I get to go with them when they have a day where they are not in the clinic and they're not on the inpatient side of seeing patients in the wards on the floor, but instead they are in a specific part of the hospital where they perform scopes, meaning they take these tubes that have a camera on the end of them, and the tube with the camera either enters the body from the top or from the bottom, if you understand what I'm saying, and it helps you visualize the GI tract. And sometimes it will also involve taking a biopsy so you can then later look at the tissue and better understand what's going on with somebody who has some kind of gastrointestinal issue. I just think it is so cool that I have been asked to come along on that journey and to observe a scopes procedural day, and I'm really excited to experience that part of this journey as well. So thankfully I'll have a chance to do that this upcoming week. It has been such a whirlwind. It's been such a fun amount of time on this rotation, and I feel so at peace and almost sad that it's going to be over because I feel like I finally have found that niche. And I still have many rotations to go, so who knows, that may change, but I'm pretty sure it won't. But it's been so nice. And this rotation ends in a couple of days, and then I transition into hematology and oncology. So that is going to be exciting as well because there's a lot of overlap overlap there. Thankfully, there's a lot of overlap with multiple different rotations and multiple parts of the body and how those interact with the GI tract as well as how it interacts with the liver. And so I'm interested to see that, and then also just to learn a lot more about hematology and oncology in that next rotation. But for the meantime, I'm gonna get the last bit of every part of GI hepatology and nutrition in while I can and just soak up all of the fun that I've been having. But that's pretty much it, guys. Just wanted to update you on the rotation I'm currently on and all the parts about it that I love so much. And I really wanted to share with you, I think, the epiphany that I've had, that I think I know what I want to pursue as a career. And that's really exciting. And I'm glad that y'all are among the first people to know about it. As I'm sure you've noticed by the way that the schedule has been going for my videos, I am talking this week about my journey through medicine, and next week we'll head over to talk a little bit more about my hip journey, and I'll talk a little bit more about that crutch that you see back there and what it has looked like since the last time we chatted. So make sure to tune in next week for that. As always, if you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you have any questions or you just want to chat, make sure to let me know in the comment section below. And if you like videos about medicine, lifestyle, and fitness, then make sure to subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time.